So hi, I'm Simon Wickenden from Arrow ECS, and again I'm here with Archie Delawall from the MySQL team from Oracle.
Hello.
And today we're going to talk about, apparently, MySQL and how you make money out of it. Which I'm really confused about, Archie, because it's free.
That's right, Simon. Yes, MySQL is a community-based product, it's open source, and yes, it's free. However, when you start looking at the enterprise versions of MySQL, that's where you'll make your money. And there's two types of commercial licensing for MySQL. The standard, which is $2,000 retail, and then the enterprise edition, which is $5,000 retail for up to 4 sockets.
So, you've got standard and enterprise. Now, obviously everyone knows about standard edition and enterprise edition, working with Oracle. Standard's the stuff you use for small to medium businesses. Enterprise is the really expensive stuff that banks use, right? Is that how it works with them?
That's a fantastic question. MySQL is completely different from Oracle. So forget everything you know about Oracle when we're talking about MySQL. The standard edition in MySQL, commercial edition, purely gives you support, nothing else. The enterprise edition gives you all the add-on features which make your database a commercial, viable, mission-critical database for your serious applications.
So let me just get that right. The standard edition is community edition plus support, and has absolutely no security features or availability features or anything.
No, you're dead right. The standard edition gives you nothing apart from support. It's still good if you're if all you're looking for is some security, that if you've got a problem, you've got someone to talk to. You don't need to be going onto Google or some other search engine in the middle of the night. You can raise a ticket. But the enterprise edition is really the key product when you're looking at being able to monitor your database, to do backups, to do audits, to do any kind of security features, encryption. There are some in the community version, but they're not really advisable if you're looking to be covered by GDPR or PCI DSS or any other security standard.
Okay, so I can kind of get that. I mean, we've discussed before, you've got about 30 million installs of community out there. Some of those are probably fine on community if they wanted support rather than just being on their own by standard. But if you're using anything mission critical or anything with any sort of data that you want to secure, you have to use enterprise.
Absolutely, and there's other features as well which you get in the enterprise edition. Your database may have lots and lots of connections to it. In the hundreds or even thousands, and so there's features within the enterprise edition, something called thread pool, without getting too technical, which actually allow you to put multiple connections to the database without affecting your performance of the actual database response times and things like that. So it's really quite a nifty little feature, and actually the cost for the enterprise edition, $5,000 retail, and as a partner, you know your margins, you know what you get, so it's really a drop in the ocean.
So, you said there, 1 to 4 sockets, $5,000.
Absolutely. I should just add to that, you mentioned Oracle. There's if we look at Microsoft just for example, and I'm pretty sure it's the same with big Oracle, they actually want to know how many cores you got in your server. We don't care. You can have as many cores as you like within your 4 sockets. And it doesn't affect the price.
Okay. So that's 1 to 4 sockets.
That's 1 to 4 sockets.
So if I've got a big Spark box, I wanted to run Enterprise Edition on that, it's got 8 sockets. How does that work?
Not a problem. Just double the price. So instead of $5,000 retail, it's $10,000 retail.
And what's the upper limit of that?
There is no upper limit. It's 5+ sockets.
Makes it very easy. The other question we're asked a lot, virtualization. How does this work in a virtualized world?
Right, just like Oracle, virtualization is a non-standard license. So we need to seek approval from headquarters. But MySQL lives and breathes in a virtualized environment. web-enabled, virtualized, hosted. It's kind of normal for MySQL. So we have a track record of getting approvals to run MySQL in a virtualized environment. So that is something I'm very comfortable about. And there's two ways we can actually license that, based on the number of virtual machines or based on the underlying infrastructure running the virtualized farm. So it could be you've got two very powerful Spark boxes running your entire virtualized farm, not a problem. You just pay for 2 licenses and you can spin up hundreds of MySQL instances.
How about in the cloud?
So we have Oracle Cloud, and that's our unique offering because it's unique in the sense that you get all the enterprise features in the cloud. But yes, if you're using AWS or Azure, we can definitely get you approvals to run in there.
So that's $5,000 for a normal size box, up to 4 sockets, $10,000 for a big box, anything above 4 sockets, and we can get special authorization for virtualization and the cloud.
Yes, and don't forget guys, this is a subscription based licensing model. So whatever you sell this year, next year you're adding to. So it's annual subscription, so it's absolutely fantastic to actually build up an annuity. And so the old cliche is you're only as good as your last sale. It doesn't quite work here because you're actually building a business.
That's great.
Fantastic.
That's fantastic. Thanks very much, Archie. I think
Thank
we've got some information there. Hope that was useful to everyone. Thank you.